Welcome back, everybody, to another great episode of Cooking with Rico Show. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, today we are going to make something. It's in Portuguese, everybody. Portuguese. That's what we're going to make today. Nice chicken baked with a Macau. It's kind of Japanese style. Oh, it's God. Wait, get ready. I think the coconuts are falling because that's what you're going to be tasting in this dish. Let's get it on. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna break it into 3 different sections of ingredients. The first one is I wanna break down as far as the chicken thighs. Now you can also use chicken breast with this, but I'm using 5 chicken thighs, which we're gonna slice in half. Then I also have the shredded cheese, which is kind of that section at the end of it. We're gonna top this with shredded cheese. Now I'm using Kobe Jack shredded cheese, so you can actually use that as well. The first section we're gonna talk about is the fried rice. So you would need 6 cups of jasmine rice cooked already before you're ready to actually incorporate that into the dish. So we're gonna have 4 eggs. We're gonna also have 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. Then we're gonna actually start, when we're ready to cook and all that great stuff, we have 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. So that's gonna be our first section. Okay, so now we're gonna actually go over our ingredients for our chicken marinade. So we have a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of our curry powder. I am adding in my own seasoning. So if you wanna add in your own seasoning as well, I'm actually using Adobo. So I have a tablespoon of Adobo. And then I actually have some sherry wine, cooking wine. So I have a tablespoon of that as well. So we're gonna mix that all together on to our next one. Let's go. For the coconut curry sauce, we have a yellow onion. We're gonna dice that up, but we're gonna make half of it. We have a teaspoon of turmeric. We have a teaspoon of curry powder. I have a can of coconut milk that we're gonna actually use. Then I have 4 potatoes. Now, the 4 potatoes itself, based off of how, if you really love potatoes, we're gonna dice that up. So I have 4 rustic potatoes as well. So we're gonna use that. And then last but not least, of course, we have more of vegetable oil. All right, so let's get to cooking. Let's go. All right, so now let's start to prepare our chicken thighs. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut these babies in half. So, and then make sure you have a nice little bowl for it to actually go into, and then we're gonna cut them up in half here. So, right, to keep the fat, it's gonna really taste good. It's gonna taste really good. To the side here. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our curry, our adobo, and our garlic. And last but not least, a little dash of sherry cooking wine. Now, if you want more of that, go right ahead. Now, of course, the curry is going to give a nice little color to it, as you can see. Now, of course, you don't want to taste too much of the cooking wine because you don't want to get drunk off of sherry. Side here. Look at that. Okay. All right, so we're gonna let that marinate. We're gonna sit this over to the side, let that marinate for a little bit, and then we're gonna go right next and get into our dicing those potatoes. We're gonna prep up the onions. Let's go. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna peel these babies and we're gonna actually dice them up. I am going to put in a nice little saucepan. We're gonna put water and we're gonna actually let that simmer for at least 5 minutes because we wanna make sure that these are nice and tender. So let's get it on, shall we? Whew, hot potato. Okay, all right, so we're gonna have a great time with this. Be careful of your fingers. Almost cut myself. Be careful. Always hold it at the tip and go towards the bottom, flip it over. And it will get slippery, just so you guys know, so take your time. You can also keep it on the bottom here as well too, so you guys can see that. That way you know it won't fall. It'll really be hot potato. You can also put more potatoes if you want to. Once again, depends on how big of a potato lover you are. But, you know, make sure you cut up as much as you would like. Potatoes are good. Trust me, when you finish eating this, you're gonna be like, oh my God, it's so good. Now they also have larger ones as well. So these are good. Larger potatoes. All right, so now let's do this. Let's start chopping these babies up. Well, first, I must throw all of the skins away. Make room. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna chop these babies up. And I'm not gonna bore you on each one of them, but I just wanna let you know, I like chopping up potatoes. That's what I just wanna let you guys know. So you're gonna do all 4 or 5 based off of what you're gonna use it for. I mean, well, we know what you're gonna use it for. How fast you wanna chop it up, go right ahead. I mean, you can also make it how big or how small, you know, it's up to you. This is where you have fun as far as with the potatoes itself, so go right ahead. So now what we're gonna do is take this to the stove and we are going to have that on boil for at least 5 minutes. Make sure you check that, make sure it's nice and tender. Then we're gonna actually drain and then let it sit, because then we're gonna actually get our cooking on. All right, let's get to our next, which is, actually, you know what? While you're doing that, let's go and fill this up with water and then let me put this on the stove and you do the same thing too. Yeah, so this is on, I put it on medium, so just as long as it's able to boil, you should be good. So you put it on high if you want to, but just make sure you check it even faster if it's going to, once it starts boiling, so. All right, so let's get with our, actually, let's see if we can get the board for this. Let's put this to the side. Get our onion ready. I'm only gonna do half of the onion itself. Make sure you go ahead and peel off that skin, put that off to the side there. Let's go. This is where I start crying again, everybody, just so you guys know. This is where I'm gonna start crying again, so. And once I start crying, it's just like, oh. Haven't cried yet, but I'm gonna get there. I will get there. Make sure, realize that we are going to make a mess. So if you don't make a mess, you're just not cooking. Once we have this all diced up, then we'll set this to the side. Here comes the tears. All right. So there you have it. Nice and diced. Woo-wee. I was right before that teardrop came. All right, let's get to cooking. Let's go. Let's get the cooking, everybody. Let's get the cooking. Looking all over because I'm ready to cook. Okay, so I'm gonna turn on my induction cooker. Right? We're going to actually have this on medium high. Vegetable oil. Put that in there. We're gonna let that heat up. Let that heat up just for a little bit. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in our 6 cups of rice. 6 cups of rice with our soy sauce and our eggs. Oh. All right, let's get that warmed up. So now let's add in our cooked jasmine rice. Remember, 6 cups. Add in our soy sauce. I'm gonna add a little bit of color there with that soy sauce. Let's add in our eggs. Yep, that's all blended in there together. So now let's transfer this to our, so you want to make sure that you have a 9x13 casserole dish. This is what we're gonna transfer it to. Get in there. Remember, if you don't make a mess, you're not in the kitchen. I'm gonna bring this back. I'm gonna even this out. Nice and even there. All right. Let's back to the stove. Let's get to our next part. All right, so in the same pan, you might have a little bit of rice left over. It's okay, forget about it. What we're gonna do is gonna add in our vegetable oil. And then we are going to saute onions. We're gonna let those onions saute just for a little bit. Then we'll add in our chicken thighs next. So enjoy the sauteing. All right, so now what we're gonna do is nice and sauteed. We're gonna add in, so I added in a little bit more of vegetable oil. So I want to make sure that the saute was there. So if you need to add a little bit more of vegetable oil, please do so. So now it's time to add in our chicken thighs. I'm gonna add this on top of it. So we just want to make sure we get that nice and brown. On all sides. So that should be about 5 to 10 minutes. Now, once that's brown, we want to set our oven to 500, kind of like that broil, but we want to set it on high because we're only going to keep our casserole dish only for 10 minutes once we sprinkle that cheese and everything start getting bubbly. All right. Let's do the browning. It's time for coconut, the sauce. We're gonna add in the potatoes first. Let's add in those potatoes. Woohoo! Then, oh yeah, I heard you. Now we're gonna add in our coconut milk. Some more curry. Turmeric. I'm gonna mix this all together. Let's put that to the side. I'm gonna mix that all together. Be very gentle. The sauce, you'll see that the sauce is actually changing its color with the turmeric. Take your time. You can mix this very, very well. Nice. We can turn this off. Prepare for our casserole dish. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in all of the juices. This over. So what we're gonna do is we're going to put the chicken thighs, make sure it's nice and in place. Now we're gonna top this with cheese. Got 1 cup of cheese we have. So. Let's put that in the oven. 10 minutes. And we're ready again. Man, wait till you guys just taste the coconut and curry and just make it Portuguese. No, actually it's not Portuguese style. It's Macau style. Thank you. Yes. Here we go. Here we go. Ooh, wee. Woo. Would you look at this? You are so delicious. So good. So good. So good. We are ready to dig in. Only 10 minutes. It was on 500 degrees and it's just ready. All right, it's time to dig in. Okay, so you fix a plate, I fix a plate. we fix plates together. All right, so I'm gonna take let me get the rice. That's at the bottom. Wow, look at that. Oh yeah, just like that. Just wanna rock the chicken, baby. Let's rock the chicken. All right, it's time to eat. Okay, it's time to eat. So hope yours came out just as good as mine, but hopefully you actually followed me. So let's start off with the potato and the rice. There it is, the coconut. Yep, it's there. It's all there. Okay. It's time for the chicken. With the cheese and the sauce, it's not right. It's just not right. All right. Enjoy. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and please don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Don't forget Instagram, Cooking with Rico Show. Make sure you actually follow. I got a lot of dishes that I want to make from all over the world. So make sure you tell your friends, tell your family, tell people that just love to cook, no matter who it is. Just tell them that Rico is cooking in the kitchen. All right, everybody, I'll see you guys next time here on Cooking with Rico Show. See you later. Ciao.